time, I was a member of the Washington Homeland Response Force as a team leader for the search and extraction team, where we trained to do urban search and rescue, something exactly like this. That day that the event occurred, we had or at least the Monday after that it occurred, because I believe it happened on a Saturday. So we come into work on a Monday, and we're kind of seeing these news reports come through of this tragic mudslide, and kind of how nobody could really tell how big it was, but people knew that there were tons of people missing from it. So we saw that and kind of leaned forward in getting prepared. We hadn't gotten any official word yet. We had really legitimately just seen it through the news. But thinking that this is something that we could probably be tasked for, we started preparing our equipment, preparing our trucks, making phone calls out to the traditional guardsmen that were a part of the team, making sure that they were available, reaching out to our search and extraction trained medics to make sure that they were available to go as well. And really, so that first day, in between kind of reading the news reports and figuring out what was going on, we were just in a preparedness mode. And then later on in the evening is when we got the official go notice that we were going to head out the door. When we got there and we spent the night, and then the next full day, that morning, we actually went out to the site, the pile, and we kind of set up behind a hill. So we're getting all of our trailers unloaded, and we're kind of suiting up, and then we walked as a group over the crest of this hill, and that's the first time that we could see everything. And it really, I'll never forget it. It just, the expanse of it really was difficult to wrap my mind around. Just the seeing the slide off in the distance, but then also the massiveness of the debris field, and houses just splintered like matchsticks, and ginormous ponderosa pines just wiped out completely. So it really, like, you almost your brain kind of goes into reset mode, because it can't really understand what the actual level of devastation that it was. So I would say the first day, it was like, once your brain had finally kind of reset and you're like, get to work mode. That's why we were there. And we just got our orders from the ops branch chief that was working the site locally, and we divided up into our teams, and we kind of integrated with both the civilian firefighters, and they had some civilian volunteers on the site as well. And we were each assigned an area, and we just got to work. It was a difficult response, because we are dealing with loss of life, the deadliest mudslide in U.S. history. So just being involved with the recovery of remains, and being there with the friends and family members of those people out on the pile, working with them side by side. So I would say, for me, like, the first few months afterwards, I didn't really want to talk about my experiences up there with someone who hadn't also been up there with us. And we had some amazing chaplains that were there with us, that went out into the mud with us, and they were a huge resource to have. And I'm very grateful that they were there with us. And, after time and being able to process, certainly it's something that I am willing and do enjoy talking about, because I think of all my 23 years in the Air Force and the Air Guard, that is the most meaningful event that I have ever been a part of. I've deployed, you know, multiple times overseas. I've been to multiple other domestic operations, but OSO is the most meaningful because it is truly what the Guard means. It's neighbors helping neighbors. It's Washingtonians helping Washingtonians at their during their worst day.